It's very easy to make promises. So people will be interested to know, will that be just a promise, or do you have some backup plans to fulfill this? Especially with the Liberal Party's statements and NDP Party's statements, where everybody is asking for the security clearance by Pierre Poilievre. So what's your take on that? Why we are not hearing from your side? Why you are not taking the security clearance? So people want to know about that.
It's because Justin Trudeau is a weak, ridiculous prime minister who has. So why don't they just release the names? Have you asked them that? Why don't they release the names? Have you asked them that?
So actually, that's what we wanted to know about from you. What is the basic reason and why they are not releasing the names?
Have you asked them why they won't release the names?
So, Mr. Poilievre, welcome to Harjinder Gill Show.
Thank you for having me.
So, Mr. Poilievre, let's start with the announcement that we have just seen recently regarding the housing. What are your proposal for the tax in terms of the housing?
Well, as you know, Justin Trudeau and the NDP have doubled housing costs since they've been in power over the last 9 years. Housing costs have risen 40% faster than incomes. The worst gap in the G7. We've had the worst housing inflation of all the G7 countries since Trudeau became prime minister. And a third of all the cost of a new home is just taxes, direct taxes, of which the biggest is the federal tax. So I'm announcing today that a Poilievre-led common sense Conservative government will axe the federal sales tax on new homes under $1 million. That's right, zero GST on new homes under $1 million. That will save home buyers up to $50,000 on a new purchase and up to $2,600 on annual lower mortgage payments. It'll also spark 30,000 additional annual new homes built every single year. This is one of my common sense steps that will bring home affordable homes like we had 9 years ago before Justin Trudeau.
Mm-hmm. So, Mr. Poilievre, so is this only because most of the time when any party is not in the government, so it's very easy to make promises. So people will be interested to know, will that be just a promise, or do you have some backup plans to fulfill this announcement?
I will do it. And I will do it because when I was in government, I did what I said I would do. We ran on the Conservatives ran on the promise of cutting the GST. Mm-hmm. What did we do? We cut the GST.
Right.
We said we'd bring in the child benefit. What did we do? We brought in the child benefit. We said we'd crack down on crime. What did we do? We cracked down on crime.
Right.
My record is keeping the promises that I make. So yes, I will axe the federal sales tax on new homes under $1 million, saving you up to $50,000 on a new home and up to $2,700 a year in mortgage payments.
Right. And will there be any planning for the affordable housing as well, or do you think this will automatically help for the affordable housing?
Well, it will help with everything, because even if you found, miraculously find a house for $500,000, which, mm-hmm. by the way, that used to be the normal price before Trudeau. But if you buy a home for $500,000, this tax cut will save you $25,000 a year,
right,
or $1,300 in mortgage payments every year. So, we'll save you $25,000 on the purchase price, or $1,300 on the annual mortgage costs. So, the tax cut will apply on every single home. And right now, there is a GST rebate on lower cost houses below $450, mm-hmm. but it's only 36% rebate. I want 100% elimination of the tax on all homes under $1 million. So even if you pay a lower price, you're still going to get the full tax break and savings.
Right. Mr. Poilievre, we have already seen so many announcements regarding the affordable housing from a Liberal government. What's your take on that? So do you think they are doing sufficient, or?
Have you tried to buy a house lately? Have you tried to rent an apartment lately?
Uh, that's what I'm asking you. So do you think they are doing something for that?
Well, you don't really have to take my word for it. Open up MLS. Look at the average house in your area.
Right.
It's insane. Vancouver is the third most expensive housing market in the world.
Hmm.
It's gone up over 100% under Justin Trudeau. Housing costs have increased more under Trudeau
Right.
than they did in the previous 150 years. Yes, they've spent $80 billion on new housing programs,
Hmm.
but that hasn't built homes. It's built bureaucracy. There's far more bureaucrats in the housing departments in Ottawa,
Right.
but that doesn't mean your housing is more expensive. It just means you're blowing more money paying for useless bureaucrats in Ottawa and at other levels of government that are getting federal funds. And most of those bureaucrats are actually slowing down home building. So I
Right.
want fewer bureaucrats and more homes.
Right. I know you have a very little time today, but if we talk about the India-Canada relations in these days, this is something very common in all the communities where, especially with the Liberal Party's statements and NDP Party's statements, where everybody is asking for the security clearance by Pierre Poilievre. So, what's your take on that? Why we are not hearing from your side? Why you are not taking the security clearance? So people want to know about that.
Well, you have heard from my side because I've said it again and again.
Hmm.
Justin Trudeau is not going to gag me. If I take the clearance, I get gagged. I can't speak, and he gets to tell me what I'm allowed to say. Jagmeet Singh has no problem doing that because he works for Trudeau. They're still in a coalition, and he only does what Trudeau wants him to do. I have a very simple answer. Release the names of all the MPs who have been compromised. Release the names. Tell us who they are. Name the traitors. Why won't he release the traitors?
So, Mr. Paul, actually, audience
Do
wants
you have an
to.
answer?
Yeah, but people
Do you
want
have an answer to
to get
that?
the technicalities behind. Is it really tough to get the security clearance, or there is something different behind that?
No. No, it's not tough. It's easy.
Okay.
The issue is that you get gagged. I've had the security clearance already. I was a minister in the previous government,
Okay.
privy to top secret cabinet information. I've already had security clearance. The issue is that I'm not going to be bound by a secret code that Justin Trudeau imposes on me. If he has the names of anyone in the Conservative Party who is a problem, he can tell me those names now under the CSIS Act. He can tell me today
So, but
without
don't you
nagging.
think the Liberal Party and NDP is just taking that as a tool to advertise and they're just
Yes,
advertising that against the Conservative Party just as a tool?
yes, I do.
So,
So why don't they just release the names? Have
okay.
you asked them that? Why don't they release the names? Have you
So,
asked them that?
so actually, that's what we wanted to know about from you. What is the basic reason and why they are not releasing the
But
names?
have you asked them why they won't release the names?
So we will definitely, if we get any chance,
What are they afraid of? They're afraid of something. They're
right?
not telling you things. Justin
Right.
Trudeau's party is compromised by foreign interference. And by the way, the assassinations, the extortions, the interference, it all happened under Justin Trudeau and the NDP Liberal government. We didn't have these problems before Justin Trudeau. Why is it that foreign governments think they can trample on Canadians, kill our people, invade our political system? Why do they have so little respect for our country now? It's because Justin Trudeau is a weak, ridiculous prime minister who has let our border security go down and allowed foreign governments to trample all over this country.
Right. So, Mr. Paulo, last but not the least, if you were the Prime Minister today, how would you deal with this situation?
Well, I would protect our country. First of all, I would lock up all the extortionists. I would secure our borders to make sure that murderers cannot get into our and other dangerous people cannot get into our country.
Hmm.
I would have a respected standing on the world stage. Look at the Americans; they're actually able to press an investigation against the Indian government in respect of attempted murders on that side of the border. but not over here because Trudeau is so weak and he has not been able to stand up for Canada. So we will have a strong Prime Minister who will stand up for Canada, protect all our people, and put an end to the foreign interference that has run rampant after 9 years of Justin Trudeau.
Right. Mr. Poilievre, today I have another interview scheduled with Ruby Sohota, and definitely I'll discuss that same interview with her too, and we'll see.
Tell her to release the names.
Right.
Release the names. If she doesn't release the names on the show today, it's because she has something to hide. What is Ruby Sohota hiding? What is Justin Trudeau hiding?
Right.
What are they hiding? I want to ask you a question. If I were concerned about the names, I wouldn't be calling you for you to release them. But I'm not concerned. I have no worry whatsoever. Release the names. Make it public. If anyone is a traitor in Canada's Parliament, their names should be made public. Release the names.
Thank you, Mr. Poilievre. Thank you for today's time. Anything else you want to say?
Yes, one last thing. This country has been very good to me. It made me a promise. I was born to a 16-year-old single mom who put me up for adoption to 2 school teachers. And the promise was this. Doesn't matter if you start on the bottom. If you work hard, you can do anything. That promise has been broken. But the good news is we're going to bring it back. We're going to make this a country where anyone from anywhere can do anything, where hard work gets you a powerful paycheck that buys affordable food and homes in safe neighborhoods. That's the promise of Canada. Let's bring it home.
Thank you, Mr. Poilievre. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So, friends, this was Mr. Pierre Poilievre. It's a brief interview regarding, especially this interview was regarding the special announcement, major announcement from Mr. Poilievre to axe the sales tax on homes. And also we have discussed the security clearance. And now we will talk to Ruby Sohota just after a few hours, and we'll see what's their take on that. We will be back after a small break. Thank you so much.